I'm on. Ah, hold on. Yes. Okay. I think it's this one. Mic in. Okay, but I'm going to try this. Okay. How's this now? Better? Better. I think it's the bad troll from hell who's hurting this. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've gotten a hold of him, I thought, but I think that people forget things, so I'm going to give him a little bit of time, and probably at the same time, just go on like anything. What do you think? Okay, hold on. So the shirt, when I gave the size, I forgot it was a guy size. So I got lots of rim. It's really comfy. So that's good. Hey, good morning, Cass. Hey, Ray. How you doing, darling? We get the bad troll from hell. Just keep an eye on him, right? Because you never know what's happening. So I'm just waiting. So I just finished washing my hair. Hi, Ranger. You gonna come up? No? Sit down. My doggy. Hey, baby. Yeah. They haven't seen me because I've been cat sitting. So it is not really sitting because I love it. Right? And I wore my green glasses for Kaz. So notice, because I wanted to make sure I got those on. I've been looking at Flybar's all his vids today, off and on. He has a lot of really great vids. Very instructional. So I'm just kind of really happy with. What do you want, Ranger? What do you want? Stop talking to me. I'm on live. You know what we said about that. You have to wait till after. He likes me talking to him and talk. Oh, God. I should never play with him because he doesn't know what that means. You don't know what that means, do you? Ranger. Hey, what you doing, buddy? What you doing? That's my dog. Hey, Drone Live. Meow. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Roger. I hope I'm not. Oh, it says top chat. I don't want top chat. I want live chat. Oh, I hope I'm not missing anyone because of that. Hey, Eric, how you doing? RC Crazy in the house. I know. Ranger's so happy, and he's already gotten a lot of hair on this shirt. And this shirt is from Drone Pool. I know, I put it on. I just couldn't wait to get it on because I love Drone Pool. I love this shirt. I do. Oh, yeah. Hey, Momo. Hey, Roger. What's up with this? You just passing me in the dust. I was breathing your dust as you were running past me. Just saying. It did. Oh, okay. I love hats. You see me in, but I love them. And so thank you, Eric. Thank you. That is so nice of you. I'm gonna have a shirt. I have a hat. Oh, and Drone Pool told me that he got this in a special color for me. So I got baby blue, wearing my green glasses, got my red nails, ready to go. Tell her thank you. Tell Trish thank you so. Oh, it's Tiff, isn't it, Tiffany? Tell her thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So Ray, how's everything going? I'm so happy to see you in here. Hi, Dad. Hey, honey. I'm waiting for that next motorcycle ride. You know, there's something about watching a video and you're sitting there and it's like you're right on that bike. I just love it. I just love it. So I'm always happy to view. Well, everything you do is really good, Sly Dad. Bad troll from hell. Okay, that is so funny. The bad troll from hell. Merch. Hi. How is Aaron? That boy, he's just so darling. I want to keep him for myself. So sweet. So we're waiting on Flybar, and I'm not sure what's not happening right. I'm sure it's something I did for sure. But I just don't know what it was. I know. So I'm just waiting. And if he comes on here, which I'm hoping he'll do, if things aren't working, then we'll figure it out. Hey, Richard. How you doing? Hey, Kim. When did you fly in? I was going to put on my goggles and go out for a quick flight today and then realized it was almost 4 my time, which means I had to go on. But I was like, oh, I'll just go out for a little quick thing and see if I can not be dizzy. Ah, nice. Hey, you know what? There is not a bad channel on here. So if you guys, check each other out, see if it's something. Okay, I said there wasn't a bad channel, but there is the bad troll from hell. So I just want you to know. I'm not sure if that means it's a bad channel, but it could be. I just want to be straight up. Thank you. He's been here for 5 minutes. Hey, Star Cop, how you doing? You know, I wanted to get you on here, Star Cop, because I really want to talk to you about your dogs and your rescues and what that's looking like for you. I mean, that is just such a good thing. Hi, Happy Lux. He has a little smiley face. You were interviewing me next Tuesday, Merch. I am waiting. I don't know if I did something wrong. He knew he was today, yeah. I sent him lots of things. Today's the 14th, right? So I'm just waiting to see. Thank you, Star Cop. Yeah, and I'm trying to get that John Coopy, I think is how you say it. He's a slippery little devil, but I'll get him. Hey, you know what? I might have been stood up, but I don't think so. I've been looking at Flybar's videos, and it is just amazing how very good he is at this, and I'm kind of wondering, why the subscriptions on higher, because he seems to know everything he's talking about, and he's talking about really detailed stuff that, I think are good. Hello? Oh, okay. Back 4.5 all day. Oh my gosh, Richard, what kind of backyard do you have? Your home internet is terrible? Yeah, that is the one thing when we're doing live streams that we have to try to find a way to, do all right. Hey, down the rabbit hole. You belong to which troll's tribe? Your face is familiar to me. Bad troll. You're bad. Really takes you that long? I have a lawnmower where you press the thing and it kind of runs, and I have to run behind it. But I haven't done the backyard. I haven't been home. I've been out doing so much stuff that it's been incredible. So I'm gonna go here and see if I got an email saying, "Hey, I didn't know what was happening." 5 acres. Oh my god. Do you have animals, Richard? Because that's a lot of acreage. I mean, it's a lot for me. Your phone is faster, Star Cop? Okay, we'll figure it out. I would love to interview Richard. I would love to. Richard just has to be okay with it, because I'll put him on my schedule for sure. Thank you, Happy Lux. Just 3 cats. Just 3 cats? What kind of cats you have? Love kitty cats. I have 2 big dogs, but Jack and McCrackers, I go watch him all the time, and he's a kitty. So, hey, Kim, do you know how to get a hold of Flybar? Oh, what is that? Maybe you could ask him if he wants to come on. If not, I have another idea what I could do. I'm just saying. I could do an interpretive dance for you guys. I've been working on one. Of course, interpretive kind of has to be free flowing, so maybe I'll wait. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Star Cop, 2 grays and 1 orange and white. I did, I had one that didn't work very good, and I finally just had to go back and try to get one. Oh, you have 1 cat? Couple cats in a box. Is it flybar.drones? That's when yeah, if you wouldn't mind, because if not, I'm gonna go on and we're gonna do something else. So, but I would like to give him a chance to come on. I like cats too bad. The fur balls give me bad troll, don't you be eating cats. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. You're not the one who keeps trying to eat Crystal Snuggles, are you? Ray is a great guy. If you haven't had a chance, you need to go on and check out his tutu video where he expresses himself very much like an interpretive dance, I would say. Interpreting something, right? Oh, yeah. Pit bulls like to play with kitties sometimes. I know my Saint Bernard would love to play with a kitty cat. And I think it's just not a good idea for him because that could get very bad very quick. Oh, 4x4. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, we're waiting for Flybar, and Ray was the most beautiful ballerina, and he even had those. Well, I won't. You have to go see it. Let's get a strikeout. Oh my gosh. I love Ray. Ray's just a lot of fun. And Eric, I love that koi pond. I would so love to get it if my dogs would not want to play with the fish. I don't think I could keep them out enough that they would not eat the fish. You're sick in bed 4x4? What's up? Oh, you're gonna be looking for tutu videos tonight. Mike. Oh my gosh. Yes, he had pink undies. I was gonna say that, but I was wanting to leave the surprise. I didn't wanna take it. But I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well, 4x4. You know, we've had a lot of people kinda coming down with stuff, and, I know we've had Paul had to go in for ultrasound, like, for kidney stones and everything. It's been and I took aspirin, and so my wrist feels better, but that's so small compared to what everyone's going through, isn't it? I know, just having fun. I call her just to break up the day and have a fun conversation. So I can't tell Jerome Pool thank you because he's not on. So frogs are yummy. So how many of you eat frogs? Frogs and koi. Oh, right, that's sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Prayers to you, 4x4. So the how many of you all have a SEMA 5? C? I was looking at those tonight. Hit the up, not the down. I know. We have someone who's always hitting the down. Like I got hit with a hammer. Merch, I know you do, darling. I know you do. What a hard way. What a hard way to have to live that out, right? And sell the legs to French people. Bad troll. Oh my gosh. Mike, that sounds great. I'm actually going out to dinner tonight. Gonna have a steak. Yeah. So, hey, Merch. Where are you, Merch? Are you still here? What would it take for me to have you come on and do the interview tonight? Could you do that? Because think Flybar forgot about me. Who is the date, young lady? It's Janet, my best friend. Just got back in town. Jacka McCracker's mama. So you want to come on, Merch? Because I could send you a link. And if Flybar comes on, we'll just act accordingly. Okay, Merch, let me know when you're ready for the link for 15 minutes. Okay, you got it. 15. I'm trying to remember how I got it to you last time. Okay, so one time I went on there and Circa, and I put on the link. I put on the link, and all of a sudden this guy pops up, and it was Ed. Love my drones, and he didn't know it, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. And then we'll go for a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and do that. Marge, don't say he say TT, yellow. What? 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 Oh, needy peanut. Okay, I missed that part. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm out, Star Cop. Make me hungry. Going to the pond to catch dinner. Oh, Louise, I love you. I just adore you. I just adore you. I know. I gotta say, I did not know it was that at first. I just didn't get it because it came on. He was kind of down low. I was just like, "Who's this?" Oh yeah, don't eat. Aren't most frogs? Oh, 4x4. Hi to you too. He's in Be Right Back status, Val. Okay, Rulan. Hey, hey, how are you? I'm so happy you were able to come by. There. Rulin has a doggy too. Hey sis, how you doing? Yeah, so that now most people are in that come in. Flybar, I think, forgot he was on tonight. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can work that better. I may just start getting phone numbers for people who are gonna come on. I think that might work. But anyway, I'm looking, making sure he didn't get back to me. Nope. So, hi, Ranger, my puppy. Oh, you know, my day was pretty good. I didn't have to work today except for watching videos for the live stream tonight. But that's the only thing I needed to get done. So I had a lot of fun just doing that and taking it easy and playing with my dogs. So much fun. Yeah, feel free, guys, if you're not subscribed, to go ahead and subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Well, maybe you could send me $50. No? Yeah, don't. I would just waste it on puppies. Yeah, I should not get this much time off. I do not know what to do with myself. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Drone pool. Okay, Dan. Okay. Okay. Give me space, Ranger. You know, I wanted to do the unboxing, but I got so impatient that I just opened it really fast. And then, okay, Mo was on the phone or on Messenger with me. And so then we decided I should try it on. And, and then I couldn't get it back in the packaging where it looked right. Oh. So thank you so much. I love the color. It's beautiful. And it looks nice with my glasses and my eyes. So I just love it. Thank you. Thank you. So I got it. I love this fish. He looks a little terrifying, huh? Larry, Curly, and Mo. No, this crowd. Yeah, it may be too young. But not me. I'm old. I think I'm the oldest gal on here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never thought that'd be coming out my mouth. Hey, Dicker Dave, how you doing? It's funny when you're so young, you're the youngest all the time, and then all of a sudden you end up being the oldest one. So now all the young gals, you know, Mo and Crystal and Kelly, they're all young. Tiffany, everybody's young. You know, I think I was watching Three Stooges reruns, really. I don't know that I ever saw, I don't know. I was watching Howdy Doody. You remember that one? Okay, I was just scratching my dog. That's just terrible. Bring me one. Well, Ray, now I know you're blind. You need a good doctor. Oh, yeah, because I'm 58 now, and that's just where that is. And so I'm, what am I going to do? Right? Right, Crystal? Now 40s are real young. I knew you look young, so that's, I'm going to take this off. Oh, thank you, Roger. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? I think all of us on here, age is what it is. It's not, it's not something that's keeping us from anything. I think YouTube is a great equalizer when it comes to that. If you're ready to go on and make videos and have fun, people are, okay with that. Bozo. Kukala, Fran? Oh, yeah. And Ollie, Lamb Chop. Remember Romper Room? Ooh, my little sister watched that. That just about made me insane. Thank you, Ray. You're so sweet to say that. Okay, if we're talking about MD95 TSI, that child looks in his maybe mid-20s. I do not know what's up with that, but I think it's time he started aging appropriately. Every time I look at him, are you sure you're not just reversing an age? Yeah, I can see you. I should have got a mirror and just did that for you, Mo. Now that I know you hate it, I'm gonna do that one day for you. When I first turned 50, I kind of freaked out. I kind of had a midlife, a little bit of a crisis. And then as I moved through my 50s, I just started feeling better. And like I tell most people, this is one of my favorite years this year. And I think it's because everyone that's in my life now. I think it just makes it really nice. Romper Stomper, tell me. True, LOL. Right. Storms are coming. I don't think we've had rain here in well over 2 months. I don't think we've had a drizzle. It's been really bad. It's just dry. Everything's, it's just really bad. Chris is 22. Yeah. Crystal and Chris just staying young. I slowly go through getting older, and y'all are staying young. I just want to say how unfair that is. And then not only that, today I learned that Roger passed me. And I was sucking in so much dust from his little fast feet. I just felt like I was doing another marathon and I was coming in last again. Yeah, Roger. I'm so happy for you, Roger. I love you. You know it. Yeah. Give him. Did you see Merch back in here? Oh, nearly done. Okay, Merch. Thank you, Kim, for keeping up with that. I think if you could just make him a little gray around the temples, draw a little bit of lines around his eyes, that would give him that sophisticated look. I have them everywhere. Well, I don't buy the best camera because I like staying young. So who was it? Rulin, was it you who said today that Roger's camera wasn't as clear, was it? Because I started laughing and I said, it's kind of nice to have a little phasing in of a camera. Chris's beard shows gray, Crystal? For real? I want a close-up. Because that child looks like a child. I've never seen anything like it. How can he be his age? Because he's in his 40s, his mid-40s. He's still looking like he's in his 20s. I don't know what's up with that. I do think it's unfair. Yeah, I gotta tell you. I think it's so funny. He does in picking him. Right. I'm gonna have to look at your latest dog video for sure, Star Cop. I really want to see it. Hey, good troll. Do you know the troll from hell was in here? Yeah, you should shave him because you look like a little guy, not little guy, young guy. Hey, let me tell you, I did too. In my early 20s, very late teens, I started becoming gray. In fact, I was so gray that in my early 30s, I went to go pick up my kid from high school, and they said, "Hey, are you his grandma?" And I was like, "What? Die." Now I'm a grandma, and I'm happy. So, but at 30, I didn't want to be seen as grandma. Probably shouldn't have said that. Don't ask me about that merch. Are you getting bold or old? Okay. My grandma went completely gray at 18. Wow. Wow. Really? That's so young. Okay. So Mo does have 2 gray hairs. What the heck, Momo? See, that's why I don't think you're 40. I think you're still younger than that. I think you just say 40 so so I won't feel so bad, right? So I'll be like, oh, yeah, I got this Powerade Zero thing. Oh, look. Gee, even old wigs for what? Yeah, wigs. They are hot. I don't know that I can do them. Be good. Be good. Be good. He wants to start telling me off, my dog. Hey, Merch, where are you? Yeah, I think what we're going to do tonight, since I didn't end up with Flybar for some reason, I'm really worried that he's going to come on at 6, and that's when I'm getting off. Right. Oh my God. Oh my God, Ray. Oh my God. Oh my God. uh, oh, you're logging on? Cool. So I need to send you this. I got to remember. Okay, guys, I got to remember. Oh, shoot, I should have been doing that. So sorry, Merch. Okay, Merch, I'm going to get you on. Hold on. Oh, I can't believe I didn't do that. Oh, Merch. You have to be in my Val's Life Health Journey thing. Where the heck? Oh, here we go. Something I sent you. Merch, there you are. Let me go in here. Okay, here we go. Okay, Merch, I sent you the link. Let me know if you got it. Oh my gosh, all my favorites are in tonight. I'm so happy. Hey, Kirk Mayberry, how you doing? So we're having a change of plan tonight, and I'll change the title of this. I think Flybar forgot about me. Or something came up he couldn't pass up. So anyway, we're going to go do something. Merch has been asking to interview me for ever since I did him. And so I told him absolutely he could do that, and let's just do it tonight. And then you will only have to listen to it for a little while. So Merch, let me know if you got that. Oh, gotta have a blonde in the bunch. Yep, 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 yep. That's true. That is so true.
That light down
Oh,
a bit, Aaron. You got me?
where's Aaron? Hi,
Hi,
Merge.
hi, you got me on the spot there. I am knackered. I'm sweating like nobody's business. But I'm eventually here to interview you for a change. Oh, let me get a drink. I'm totally out of puff. I had to
See
go
how
and
I
get my
am?
camera, go get my lighting gear and everything. The whole place was a mess. And I needed to go to the toilet as well.
See how
And
I
I don't
am?
know what's happened. All the chat has went to the side here. Hang on. It's all went crazy because I was on Firefox there. Now I'm on Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just popping up all over the place now. Hold on, let me see if I can work this out. Oh dear. You know what I'm getting?
You
Oh,
go to you go to my view page on YouTube and you can pop out the chat.
there was an error while loading your app. This app did not load because there appeared to be something wrong. I keep on getting my YouTube pop-ups.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You don't know.
I'm trying to get them away just now. You know what it is? It's all the comments. That's what's loading in from my videos.
Ah,
And it's all coming on the side. And I want to try and get chat up. I can't see the
so
chat on the right here. I've got group chat, but there's nothing.
so you have to go on to my YouTube page and go on to my view. Remember?
I need to go on your YouTube page.
Yeah, and go on to my
All right, that's right. That's right. Okay.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always forgetting that too. Yeah, see, Roger, you're safe because if not, you would have been back on with me again tonight. Poor Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, so what should I do?
Pop out the
Yeah, I could
chat.
do it by myself, but I think I might like to have
Yeah. There you go. Got that. Right. I've got you now.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got you. There you
you
go.
see everybody?
Wow. Hang on. There's all the chat. you you put me on the spot now. Right. I do believe the camera's on you, Val, because I'll be asking you the question tonight. And since I haven't got a list of questions, this will be right off the top of my head. And I think,
Oops.
yeah. So the camera's on you while I have a drink and calm down. Right. So, what age are you at the moment?
I am 58.
You're 58. And where were you
Yes,
born?
Sacramento, California.
Sacramento, California. And what high school did you go to there?
Gaithersburg High School in Maryland.
Did you like it there?
Actually, I don't. I guess it was okay. I wasn't really as much into school as maybe I should have been. I
Why
skipped a
is
lot
that?
and I
Why?
worked.
You work? Doing what?
Yeah, I waitressed, hostess, cooked, whatever I could find.
Why did you want to work instead of going to school?
I liked money.
All right.
I
You
did.
like money.
I did.
All
When I
right.
was young, I just thought, I went through school. I didn't realize I'd actually graduated. Um, my parents had just gotten a divorce during my senior year. And so everything was just a little bit topsy-turvy for me. So
I've lost you there. I can't hear you, Val.
you can't hear me?
Yeah, I just lost you for a minute.
Can
You
you
were
hear me
talking
now?
about your parents there, and they split
Yeah,
up. Yeah, and
yeah.
I couldn't hear the rest. What happened
Oh,
after that?
sorry. So, well, they divorced, so it made it a little bit harder. I didn't know I graduated high school. I started skipping a lot. Well, I'd been doing that for a couple years. And I just didn't seem to have a foothold anywhere but work. And work seemed to be the obvious thing because I'd been working from the age of 12, babysitting, doing whatever I could do. And so I just worked full time and then went to high school.
So you were quite upset, I take it then, when your mum and dad split up.
I think it was something that I didn't realize could happen because at that time, people just didn't divorce, as far as I knew. I didn't know anybody who had divorced parents. I think we were like kind of like that chain. It happened with our family, and then it was happening throughout after that. But I think I was the first kid in our neighborhood who had divorced parents. So I moved out and just went about my life.
So when you were going about your life, who did you see more, or who did you get on with more, your mum or your dad? Or did you just
I kind of faded away from everybody, I think, for a little bit. I saw mom for a little bit, but that was just what it was. And I saw dad a little bit, but he moved to Germany to do some work. So,
do you still keep in contact with your dad?
oh, yes, 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 yes,
That's
yes.
good. That's good.
I love my dad. My dad is the best man I've ever known.
That's great. Well, it must be because you're an amazing woman.
Well, thank you. I don't know, but thank you.
So what about your mum? Do you see your mum much?
My mom died 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
So
that.
yeah. It was hard, but I have my mom. I have her ashes and stuff like that. But yeah, she's no longer here.
Right. Okay. So you began to work up until what? Say you're in your 20s and that. What were you doing from then? From 20?
Um. Oh, okay. So I got married.
What age at?
Um. 21 because I was living a bit of a colorful life
A
and
colorful
married.
life, did you say?
Yeah, let's just say colorful. And
Okay.
and so I got married. Stop it, Ranger. And so I got married, and I knew that that would stop any of that. And it did, because within the year, in fact, within 11 months of being married, I had my first child, Michael.
All right. So you had a boy called Michael. My brother's called Michael, as a matter of fact. That's a nice name.
It is a
We
very
named
good
him.
name.
We named him after Michael J. Fox, if I remember right. Was there any particular reason why you called your son Michael?
I think that I had married someone from who came from Iran, or they call it Iran
Yeah.
here, but it was Iran. And he had a bunch of different names that he wanted to name Michael. And I wanted Michael to have, like that good Catholic name. And so that's what I did.
All right. So what age is Michael now then?
Oh, Michael's like 36, I think.
Oh, you don't know your
36.
son's age? You don't know his
Oh,
age?
no.
You never
After
keep track of ages
after
like me.
he started getting older and older, I started saying, every time I think of his age, I feel old.
Right. And Michael's working, I take it, and he has his own life, and he's married and get kids. Because you've got grandchildren, you've always saying about your grandson.
He comes from my son Michael, my grandson. Michael isn't married, but
All
he
right.
has my grandson full time.
All right. So he's a single dad, basically.
He does a marvelous job.
Oh, that's great. You see that? You usually see single moms, and it's not usually single dads, you know?
Yeah, it was my grandson watches this. So let me just say this, that I think it was the right fit at the time for my grandson. And because of that, I
Yeah.
get lots of time with him, which I love. I love him.
I think is that not maybe because you miss your own son and your grandson kind of filled that gap for you?
Well, I will say this, that when Shannon gave birth to my grandson, I was in the room and I held him and I cried because he was the exact replica of my son. And I knew that God had just blessed me in a very strong way. And he
Well,
is a replica of my son. He does all the silly things my son did. So it's all going to work out in the long run.
I get that all the time. My wife says my son is a mini me, and we sit together and we'll say things at the exact same time, and we'll say the exact same thing, and we'll do the exact same thing, and we'll both look at each other and say, "What are you doing?" You know, it's like it's crazy. You know,
Yeah, I have been blessed. I've been blessed with very good kids.
right? So you only have the one son, yeah?
No, I have a girl, Susan, who's 28, and then my youngest son is 24.
Oh, so you have three kids,
Yeah, 3.
and you've only got one grandchild. One grandchild.
I know. What's that about? What's that
Yeah,
about?
I'm
I need the
wondering.
grandbabies.
Yeah, on the last when you interviewed me, I said I had great grandchildren. I made a mistake. It wasn't great grandchildren. It was grandchildren. Because my daughter pulled me up about that. They go, "Dad, you made the mistake there."
Yeah, I thought maybe you did, but
Yeah, I did. I did. I did. So you got married. You had Michael, and what happened after that? Did you move on? Did you have your daughter and your son with the same man that you were married to, or
no.
did you move on?
So So what I did is I decided that I wanted to understand the country that my husband came from. So I told him I was going to go to Iran. It was a couple years after the hostages had been taken. So we're talking back. I went there in '82. Um, and so I flew to Germany. I stayed with my dad for a week, and then I went on to Iran, and I spent 3 months in Iran. My husband didn't go with me. He stayed in the States because I just felt like, first of all, I wasn't sure he should go, but also I didn't want to see Iran through his eyes. I wanted to see it through my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So after you've had your kids and that, you're coming onto your 30s. What's going on there? You didn't go to school like you said. You were always working. What was happening in your 30s?
Well, in my 30s, I was married to my second husband. And I won't talk a lot about that, but we divorced when I was 37. And by the time I was 39, I entered college.
You entered college, and what were you studying at college? What were you hoping to gain from going back to school and going to college?
Well, what I was hoping to do was to get to get a job where I could save for retirement, do the stuff that normal people did, because I was just always marching around to my own drummer. And so I thought maybe that's what I should do. I should go and just be part of something that's a little more traditional. But I took sociology because I always want to know why people do what they do in the groups that they do them in, right? And right now it's fascinating because we have like Republicans going this way, Democrats going that way. I mean, it's just all fascinating what's happening. And I went and took sociology because I wanted to know why people do what they do. Hey, Raphael. Hey, Scorpy. Craig.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're a
little dumpling. Hi, Ice Spike. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're a very talkative person. I see you socialize a lot. I notice that, and you like to get to know a lot of people and know about their background and that. How did it come about you coming onto YouTube and getting your channel going and doing the interviews that you do? What made you get around to doing that?
Well, when my mom had gotten really sick about 2.5 years ago, I started sending her little video clips of the dogs and me taking my dog on a walk. At that time, I just had Ranger, who she called Woofy. And she couldn't get around really well, so she'd watch those videos. Hi, Dave. And and Marty, I'm sorry. So she'd watch those videos, and I just started doing them for her. And then, of course, she died, and I didn't do anything. I didn't tape anything after that. I did nothing. It took me a while. And then come March 2017, I just started slowly making films. And I think I did it. I did it because I wanted to reconnect with her. I was so lonely when she died. It was very hard, very hard.
That sounds very sad. It sounds very sad indeed. And the whole drone business, getting into quadcopters and with the YouTube as well, how did that come about, getting into drones?
I got to tell you, it's all Kim's fault. You guys have me
Oh,
in
is
your
it Kim?
life.
So you came
It's
across
Kim's
Kim,
fault.
or was it the
I did.
Canadian network you came across? How did you find it all?
Don't pull. Got it from me, Craig. So what happened was, I don't know how Kim found me or how I found him. I don't remember how that worked, but I know Kim was one of my very first, besides Get Fixed. But Get Fixed was a guy who came on and started watching my videos, and then Kim came on and he was watching my videos. So this was back almost right when I started, and I would go on his videos, and he'd have these beautiful aerials, and I just loved watching his videos. They were, hey, drone worship. They were so very cool, right? Watching those videos. And so we just started talking, leaving comments, and he kept telling me, hey, you should fly a drone. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because I just thought I wouldn't know how. I wasn't a gamer. I didn't know how the controls work. My kids all played, all the games, with the Xboxes, yes, whatever. But I didn't do any of that. And so I went and got this little stupid drone that flew away from me. I think everyone's heard that story, or they would hit me in the head.
Yeah.
It was a terrible drone. And then I got my Breeze. I was working with my controller today to try to. I want to do FPV, so I was kind of experimenting. But anyway,
Well, plenty of people here, and they all know their business. You all know they know what they're doing. If you ever need any help, just ask them, including me.
yes, I know. I'm just, I think the one thing I figured out, because I couldn't figure out, why does everyone like flying drones? What is that about? The minute I flew the Breeze and had it going around the yard and did something simple, it's really, really started to make sense to me why people do it. It's such a freeing experience. It's a way to focus on something outside yourself and yet still be in it. Does that make sense? And
Not
so,
to mention the fact you're also flying. If you've got FPV
yes.
goggles on, that's all you can see. You're in the air. You're like a bird, free to go wherever you want to.
Well, and I think that makes so much sense to me, Merch, and I think that's why I was so happy to interview you, because that's the same thing, right? You get to be free. You get to be free of whatever ties you down here. You get to be in the air. And I feel the same thing. And while I can move around, I have, like I've told people, I have dysthymia, which is a mental health issue. It just keeps me.
Yeah, I thought you had some kind of medical problem. Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
got
not
a
quite
few
sure
things
what that
going.
is. Would you like to tell us more about that?
Well, what the dysthymia is mental health. So where everyone's here, happy, 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 I'm Eeyore. Boo, 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 boo. Why did my tail fall off? Oh, well, I guess it just falls off. Why is this? Well, I guess it's just the way it is. And I just kind of bop around life that way. And so I have that going. And for a long time, I just didn't feel normal like everyone else. I felt like it was outside the norm, right? And then I ended up becoming diabetic and stuff, and my thyroid is killing itself. So I got a few things going on, but I got to tell you, all those things combined, you leave behind when you fly. Anything that you're feeling,
Down a bit, son.
you're just not there when you're flying. It's just all left behind. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, turn it down just a little bit. You want Aaron to come on for a second?
I always want Aaron to come
Come
on.
on,
I
if I
love
want
him.
to see you quickly. If
Hey,
you could come
Bill.
on.
Hey, Tina.
There he
Oh,
is.
there's my darling. Hey.
He get a haircut. He's starting school on Thursday, high school, so that'll be his first day at high school.
Aaron, you're looking sharp. You're looking very sharp.
She says you're looking sharp. You're looking handsome. He's a handsome boy.
He's very handsome. Very handsome.
And we were talking about. So when did this start happening to you? When did you find out that you had this problem?
I didn't know about the dysthymia. I just knew I was different from everyone else from a very young age. I just knew I was always different. They didn't diagnose it or tell me that that's what was happening to me until I was in my early 50s.
No,
I
right.
just thought something was wrong with me, and that's just the way it had to be. The diabetes and the thyroid and all started. I don't know when it started. I just know I went to college and I then had health insurance. So I went and they said, "Oh, guess what? You have all this stuff." And I'm like, well, just keep going because that's what I had to do.
My next question was, give me a second. Yeah, I didn't have time to go through your channel because obviously we both get put in the spot here. I've
Right.
not looked back at all of your videos because I've been busy myself, as you know. I don't even know if you have any flying videos on your channel apart from Quack Quack. Does that ring a bell? Quack Quack.
That
And
was
if
when
someone
that
get
duck
that link,
attacked
you can
me.
post it up in chat. I know Kim's got it.
Yeah, I
Kim,
do
what's up?
have a few flying ones. I do have a few flying ones. When I flew with my grandson, when I first put the breeze in the air. I actually even put up one when I tried to fly that little pink one. And by
Yeah.
the way, guys, if anybody wants a little pink drone, I am, if you're in the States or maybe somewhere where it's not too far, I'm more than happy to send it to somebody. But it's, I haven't flown it in months and months and months and months. So it kind of you'll get it the way it is, but just let me know. So anyway.
I've got every time I mean to ask you this question, it keeps slipping my mind. I don't know why. But Kim said, yeah, you do have flying videos there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's talking about the one where I decided that I was flying the breeze, and I was looking at a ladder, and I thought I should fly under that ladder. And then I thought, oh, that'd be so funny because if Kim saw me do that, he would be like, "What? Don't do it, don't do it." So I should do it. So I flew under the ladder, and he got a little nervous.
Yeah, that was the question I meant to ask you. Was you work a lot now? When I get up, I go on Canadian Drone Networks, and you're mostly on there quite a lot. Then you're off to work, then you're back on, and you're doing this, and you're working, and you're. I mean, how far is it that you need to travel to get to your work? How long does it take you to get to your work?
Well, I do a lot of different things, so it doesn't take me too long. I have someone we're remodeling a house, and Boise's kind of small, so it's kind of in the middle of town. And then I'm helping with an elderly lady, and they're a little bit further, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And then I work with a nonprofit for kids who are living in gang areas, and that's about 30 minutes
Gang area?
away.
Is that not a bit scary?
No. Not
No?
for me. I worked in
Why not?
probation for a long time, and I've worked with kids and with mental health issues for a very long time. So none of
Oh,
it's scary.
yeah, I remember you said something about working with kids. How did that come about? What was it? You were a probation officer, you said?
Yeah, that was like the worst job. Um, I had gone to college, and I right at towards the end when I was in when in graduate, because I went on to graduate school, I met a judge who asked me if I could work up in her county, and I said, okay. And I went up there and I started working with kids who were just starting to have trouble. And so I worked with them. And then I went up through that until I became the director of the program.
All right. So that must have been quite interesting. I mean, I know I love helping people myself. And what I also find fascinating about the RC hobby is everybody likes to help everybody, but you get that odd one or two that are a right pain in the bum, like the nasty troll, the really nasty one, the one that you're on about, you know? But mostly everybody's great, They're all great guys.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I loved working with the families I worked with. I loved working with the kids I worked with. Wasn't always crazy about who the upper echelons was as far as the people who, other people. But my kids, my families, I just loved them all. They were wonderful.
So did you ever have a really bad experience about being a probation officer? Like, was there anything bad that really happened that stuck in your head? Working
Um,
with any of them?
Nothing. I don't think so. I think there were a few things that happened, but I was like so utterly blessed that even the really hard-edged kids, right, those in the families and stuff, they seemed to all like me and I liked them. And so I didn't end up with problems like other people had. We had people who did some very bad things, but I did find that if I took everything they said and I kind of didn't listen to anybody and just met the children and the families and came up with what I really thought, then whatever they did was not insurmountable.
I think you've got an aura around you that makes you likable and lovable, Val. Certain people tend to have that. You just know they've got a vibe off them. There's a positive, nice, loving, kind vibe, and maybe people see that in you, don't you think?
Well,
See, you've got
I
that
have,
little sneaky laugh where you always put your hand up at your mouth and you kind of, that what you're doing right now.
yeah,
You
nobody
know,
could see that got you on.
it's like a shy kind of thing.
Yeah, I gotta say that the only thing that helped me work with the families was I walked in showing respect regardless of what the condition was, no matter what the law was broken, no matter what happened. Because I showed respect and I saw past what they were doing to who they were. I think that's what made them care about me the way I cared about them. And so that's why that worked. I have a lot of people who did not like me. I mean, I still have people
And see the people that can I just cut in there. See the people that didn't like you. How mean were they to you? I mean, like, could you give us like an example what they would say or do?
well, I think the people who really didn't like me, I had a principal once scream at me, telling me that she didn't understand why I could work with kids the way I did, and why wouldn't I share my secret? And I just said it's just about respect and care. I don't know what the secret is. There's no secret. There's no secret. You just treat people. And I think people, when we meet people who are disadvantaged in some way, we want them to be like us. We want them to be in our environment, right? Come and clean your house the way I do, cook the way I do, and treat your kids the way I do. And people aren't like that. People live in their environment. So you got to go to their environment and say, oh, I see how you're living. I see how this works. So let's work within that. It just makes a difference. And not all the people that were in the higher positions like that. They wanted me to take these people and just make them like, okay, so now they're going to be like me or they're going to be like this person. But you can't ever do life that way. You have to go to what they are, what their experiences are.
Yeah, I think it depends on how bad bring up or whatever happens in their life depends how they react to you. You know, they might say, "Oh, it's okay for you because your life is great," blah blah blah. You know, and you're coming in here trying to help me and change your life, and who do you think you are, kind of thing. And that's the way they see it. You know, I'm not sure, but that's just my guess anyway.
I think that happens to a lot of people, but that's never been my experience working with kids who didn't have anything or working with kids who have suffered. It's never been my experience that they look at me and say, "Who are
Oh,
you to tell me?"
so it was always kids then? It was never like 17, 8, like 20-year-old kids or something like that. It was younger. It was always younger kids.
It was younger children, but we ended up working, or I ended up working with their families. So whoever was in that family, I was working with. Because
Yeah.
the child, you just can't change a child. The environment needs to be very supportive, so we would work on getting supports.
Basically, it's around the parents and the environment, like you said, with the way they
Mhm.
live. You know, it's how the kid is going to turn out, just like this little one, spoiled little bum.
Oh, I love him. He is so sweet. And when I see children like that, I'm so happy because you can tell when a child is happy. You can tell when, like, we had one case where a relative broke a child's arm because he wanted to.
Really?
And I tell you, when you see stuff like that, it's yeah,
It's
yeah. I
horrifying.
don't
Must be horrifying. And how do you deal with that though when you come home?
I just lived it. I did it wrong probably. I just lived it. I just had to find someone who could help in that situation. And so we just, we just you just I couldn't cut it off. I should have been able to, but I couldn't cut it off. But now I have a daughter who works with children with mental health for the whole state of Idaho, right, within
All
Federation
right,
and
that's
nonprofit.
great.
And I have a son who is now he's a lawyer. I think that because I don't want them not to be able to cut it off, but I just couldn't. It was like almost a 24/7 thing for me.
So it looks like your kids are doing great and you're doing a great. You're constantly busy. Do you ever get a day off?
I did today.
You did today. Is that why you're going out for a steak tonight?
I'm going out with my friend Janet because her cat's all better. When she got home, he was all back to being great. And so she goes, "Let's go to dinner." I go, "Yeah, if I'm getting a steak, I'm on my way. You know that."
That's great. You know, I think you've built an amazing channel. I honestly do, and I think a lot of people just did. People need to get your channel out there, and I don't think it just need to relate to RC, like people around the RC quadcopters and stuff like that. I think it should be broadened a little bit. You know, I know all of us guys here. I mean, every guy, they all know me. I all know them. We chat to each other on a daily basis, but I think you could broaden it a bit. You should have thousands and thousands of subscribers by now, and I wonder why you don't. I do. And I think everybody in chat would agree with me there because you're absolutely amazing. You really are.
Well, I appreciate all the people who come into the streams, right? And I try to catch everyone. And when I don't, like even the live streams, I go back and I watch. I missed Chris's stream last night, so I went back and I watched a bunch of it today, but I also had to watch Flybar, so I couldn't watch the whole thing. And like I will go in and watch streams because I just enjoy this group. Um, it's just, you know, this community in and of itself is such a powerful, positive community at almost all the time. And we have little things, all family type things do, all communities do. But for the most part, we move in such a positive direction that there's no one that wouldn't do or help you with something if they needed to. You know, when I was really sick, before I was really part of this ever-growing community, I had those kidney stones, you know, and they had to go in and actually take them out. They couldn't do laser or whatever. But I remember Kim getting hold of me, talking to Roger, talking to the other people, just tell me it's going to be okay. Just hang in there. It's going to be okay. And it was just so nice. And when we know someone's not feeling good or something's not where it needs to be, we all care. And I think that for some of us who are a little more introverted, which I am, I am socially awkward.
Well,
Just am.
I think
It's a
that
nice
for me, when I first met everybody, it was through the Canadian Drone Networks, and Roger and Kim are absolutely amazing. And everybody
Mhm.
there is then obviously Val, you were there, then you wanted to interview me, right? And we got to know each other. Now, between the Canadian networks and your channel is absolutely amazing. I think it really is going to expand. It has to expand. There's no way that it can't. And it can't just stay on the one subject of drones, like I said. It's got to be open to other people. And like you say, it is a very, very strong community. Everybody's great, and anybody that's bad, I wouldn't give two thoughts of just kicking them out. You know what I mean? I'm a great person, but when a bad person comes along, off you go. You know,
Right. Right. And
that's
I
the way
gotta
I see it.
say, not everyone's been happy with me sometimes because of my personality sometimes. I'm a little I try to live within the gray, but I can be very black and white. If someone's really inappropriate on my channel, I just, you know.
No, no, I totally agree with you. If it's your channel, if somebody is not, if you don't think somebody's appropriate in your channel, you have the right within yourself to remove them.
Yeah.
It's your channel. If you don't like it, then that's what I do. I don't care what they say about me. The number one thing in life that you've got to learn is don't care what anybody else says about you. That's it. Because see, when you do, that's when you start putting yourself down, and that's what you don't want to do. You know?
Well, I will tell you, Merch, when I first started going on live streams and I was a wrench, I had no idea. If someone said something that I didn't like in someone else's stream, I just kick them out. And I just, you know, I just go on. Well, after that, I started realizing that you kind of got to have a little more feel for how they do their channel. And so you get a little more knowledge on when you kick people out and when you don't. And I think that took me a while. Now, some channels, you know, they say things that I think is not appropriate, but then I just don't go on the channel if it doesn't fit me.
Yeah, that's
Instead of
what I mean.
kicking someone out, I just remove myself because I'm just one person.
No, but I understand what you're trying to say there. But what I'm trying to say is, if they don't like your channel, they don't have to come in and say inappropriate things, you know, and insult you and that. All they have to do is think to themselves, well, I don't like this place and I'll just leave. Why not do that?
Yeah, you would think, and yet what they would rather do is
Sit
stay
there
on,
and be
give
a
you a
really,
couple
really bad
dislikes.
troll and say all those nasty things. And there you go with that sneaky little shy laugh that I love, by the way. You know, and
Yeah.
you really put me on the spot tonight, and I'll tell you what happened, right? So I'm interviewing you, and I had a funny feeling this was going to happen in the back of my head. I did. I was actually going to get my stuff ready earlier on, but I go, no, everything will be fine. And I, my t-shirt is absolutely soaking. I get up on the sofa and I was panting, and my son, Aaron, he's the best son in the world. He was helping me get all my gears set up, and which he did, and that was me. I don't know how long it took, plus having to go to the toilet, and I've got my little side wine here because I needed it to relax myself. But apart from that, now let's get on a little bit more about you because you've grown into the community. Everybody knows you and everybody loves you, right? What do you want to see happening? Right, your channel's only going to grow, and as I was saying to you, it's got to be diverse. It's got to. I feel it has to move a little bit. Could you take that out of there, please, Aaron? You're not doing my computer a favor here. It's got to be diverse. We're going to have people that like other things that want to come on. Like a good friend of mine is on tonight. I've known him for quite a while. Richard Coogans. Um, he lives in Texas, and I'd love for you to interview him because I've never seen him as in for real. Richard, are you
Right.
still with us? Because he watched my interview with you after it was done. I don't know if he watched it live, and he's a really, really nice guy, and he lives out in Texas. I would really like you to interview him if he would come on, that is. But where
You
do
know,
you?
I would love to interview him. I guess where I see it going, I'm not, I tell kids all the time because I still work with kids, right? And I tell them all the time that unless you know where you're going, you're not actually going to find a way to get there. So, so I do believe that you really have to have a strong sense of where you are. And what I like to do is at some point I am going to monetize. I know people say they're not going to do it. They don't want to monetize. They don't want to do it. But for me, I want something that's going to take me right into retirement. Give me something I can continue to do and have a standard of living that is going to be okay for me. I don't want to work until I'm 90. My mother worked until she was 80.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I don't believe working is life. That I honestly don't believe that. There's a lot of things in my mind that I hate about the way society is. For once, and I'm being honest, I would put the man in jail that made money, that decided there was something called money. You know, there would be no money in my world, put it that way. Everybody would be equal. I hate it. And
So
there's
it's
so
so
many other
funny.
things, you know.
I
I
was
just don't like
talking
it.
to Mo today, and I said, when I do this interview with Merch, there are some things that I don't want my family to know how crazy I was when I was young, because some of them don't know. My kids, as a saying, but there's one thing that's always been true about me from a very young age. I would get in some disagreements with my mom because I wanted to bring all the little kids that didn't have what I had. I wanted to bring them home. I wanted them to come to my home because why wouldn't we do that? Because if we
Yeah,
had it, why aren't we sharing it? And it
yeah,
never really made sense to me that people would come out of these there's no other way to say it. We'd go through Mississippi on the way out to Maryland, way into South Carolina, and I'd see little kids coming out of stuff that were just nothing better than a shack, if you could even call it that. Um, and I would cry and say, "We gotta stop. We gotta go get them. We gotta bring them with us because we're gonna have a new house, and so they need to have that too." So where I am sometimes, I know not everyone's gonna agree with me, certainly, because like I said, we have this whole divide going on in our country right now.
everybody's an individual. That's why
Yeah,
they've all
and
got their own opinion.
I think that that's okay. And I've come to terms with not everyone's going to be where I'm at because I'm used to not having that happen. But I want everyone to be able to have the chance to live in dignity. And I want everyone to have the chance to have more than being on the street. And it breaks my heart when I see people that aren't going to get that. And because of our social stigmas that we have, that may never get there. And
Yeah,
so that's when I work, that's what I'm thinking of. That's why I don't mind going in the areas I go in, because I really do think there has to be a way to have this happen in our world where we can all do that now. So am I liberal? Yeah. Am I conservative? Yeah, sometimes. Depending on what we're talking about, right? Depending on what we're talking about. But I have been a liberal really since I think since I was just a teeny child. It just was something that I just felt strongly about.
Yeah.
So I don't want to upset any of y'all. I love you all.
No, everybody's got the right to be who they are.
Yes.
Nobody should judge another person. They should take them for what they are. If they don't like them, they move along. If they get on with them, they get on with them, you know. I am absolutely. When did I join Canadian Networks? Roger, Kim, does anybody remember? I have no idea. But it must have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago or something.
At
And I
least.
really do feel part of the community. And it's came in that quickly. It's unbelievable. And now I'm here sitting interviewing you, and I can't believe it. You know? Because your channel is about interviewing, mine's is about RC quadcopters, flying them, reviewing them, and doing that. Yeah, I'm interviewing you, and it's just absolutely crazy. And what I would love to see the way the community is going with the Canadian networks and yourself. I don't mind jumping in every now and again. I'll keep my camera handy and ready whenever. And I think it was who was it you last interviewed that said you could do split screens? Remember?
Was that Craig Squappy?
Aye, aye.
Oh,
The last week. Yeah,
yes.
the gaming guy. He's
He
good.
is so good with computers. That
Yeah.
young man is quite the guy when it comes to computers and all that. He really is.
I think you could get like some kind of multi-screen type thing going on and chit chat where everybody can listen in and watch, you know, and talk about all sorts of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's more interesting than talking about me. I got to tell you, I'm not the most interesting person. I find the people that I'm
Give me a
interviewing.
pair of chopsticks so I can be Mr. Miyagi and catch this fly because it's killing me.
Do you have a fly in there?
Didn't you get that? I said, give me a pair of chopsticks. Let me be Mr. Miyagi and catch this bloody fly because it's killing me.
I gotta say, there are things I've done in my life, Mert, that I think most people wouldn't do. You know, I went into Iran and they wouldn't let me leave. That's why I was there for 3 months. I was only going to be there for a few weeks, and then I got stuck. You know, I've been to a bunch of places. I've done a kind of job that interesting things have kind of happened to me, but I have not in and of itself been interesting. Does that make sense?
What you're trying to say is you feel like you're boring. Is that what you think you are? You're not boring.
Well,
Do you think you're boring? Is that what you're trying to say? It sounds like you're coming across as if you're trying to say you're boring.
maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. I'm a little more introvert. I'm not if someone says, "Hey, there's a party out there, let's all go to the party," I'm going to be more in almost hyperventilation going, "What am I supposed to do at this party?" Does that make sense? Who am I going to talk
that's
to?
another thing I was going to ask you. Well, you're supposed to go to that party, have a good drink, and meet a man. And come to think about it, the question would be, do you have a man in your life right now?
No, I am
And
single.
why not? Why not?
I think I'm better single than I was when I was in relationships. I don't think I do it good. I don't do it good. I do better single.
So when was the last time you were in a relationship? How many years ago was that?
10.
10 years. You've
Oh,
been
yeah.
single for 10 years. Okay, everybody on the chat. Val's been
No.
single for 10 years. You know our email address, so throw in an email.
I gotta say, I'm okay with being single because it never was a problem for me to be married because I seem to be able to do that pretty good. And, I started at 21 and I finally, how old was I? 48 when I just was,
There you go.
everything
Ray said he would
stopped.
send you an email.
Oh, but I just had to stop and say, single is okay for me. And then I'm not making anyone else crazy. And it works really good.
So when your grandson's not with you at home and you're alone at night, you never get lonely, no? Or you
Well,
just
I have a
go
big
on
Saint
YouTube or
Bernard
something?
and
Yeah.
I have a husky. And my favorite time of the day, and I said this during the interview with Canadian Drone Network, is so I go outside every morning with my first cup of coffee and I go on the Drone Network. And that really helps with my dysthymia because I don't start in a bad place in the day. I start in a really good place because I love the guys on the Canadian Drone Network. They are so positive and so and Roger's look when he's looking at the screen like, what did they just say? I mean, he's priceless. Roger is priceless, and so is Kim. And so that's a really good place for me.
They
So,
definitely are. Canadian Drone Networks is absolutely amazing. I try my best to go on there, and as you know, I can get
yes.
really, really busy. And if I never catch up with anybody, like I said when you interviewed me, Val, I'm sorry, but I will, and things will get even more crazier. I was just about to say something there, and I totally forgot again. See, I'm a kind of interviewer. I'm nowhere as near as good as you, Val.
Oh, no.
I'm just a little underboard, you know. Especially, I'm not doing too bad since you kind of just throw the hook in and fish me out to say, right, okay, time for my interview when it was a week away and I could have done
I
some
know.
research.
See how I
You
did
know?
that? See how I did that?
No,
Yeah,
you didn't do
see?
that. I could have said no. I could have said no. I could have said no.
I tell you, I I just really think that for me, life being a little more virtual worked really well. I think that it's just how it works sometimes, Merch, for me. I think I have all my sisters in here. Well, I have my heart, my
Like
sister in
Momo?
Maryland. Well, Momo's my sis, and so is Crystal and Kelly. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
going to meet much better sisters. And then I have my actual sister in Maryland. We're extremely close, my little
Oh, well,
sister.
come to think about that. I never asked you that question. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have two sisters and one brother.
2 sisters and 1 brother. And who's the
Yes.
oldest? Are you the oldest, or
Oh,
you get?
no, no, no. I have my brother who is older than me. I have an older sister who's a year older than me. Then I have my little sister who's my heart, who's about 3 years younger than me.
3 years younger than you, and do they live close to you, or are you
No.
scattered all over the place?
All my family is out east. I'm the only one out here.
Right, so you're all by your. So how far away are they? Hundreds of miles, 100
Yeah,
miles
they're
away.
in Maryland and Virginia, and I am in Idaho. So they're on one coast and I'm on the other.
I'm not a map. I'm not Google. How many miles is that?
How many, Crystal? Crystal may not be in here any longer. Maybe a couple thousand miles, maybe a little more than that,
Whoa,
2,500
that's
miles, something
quite
like
far.
that.
So do you get to see them on a regular basis, or like during the summer breaks, holidays?
I try to see him at least once a year. I think it's, I try. And so sometimes it's a little longer than that. But I try to because I love my family and I don't like not seeing them. So
And what
Yeah, I
about
try.
Christmas time? You call it, what do you call it? The American call it.
We call it Christmas.
No, you've got another day that you call.
Christmas Eve?
No, Thanksgiving. That's it.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
What's the
So,
difference between Thanksgiving and Christmas Day?
well, Thanksgiving is when we celebrate when the Indians shared their corn with us. So, kind of like we were able to make it here, when we first came over. Christmas is more about, Jesus was born
Yeah, I
and
know
we have
that.
a tree and we have presents.
Same.
I think that's the difference. We don't get presents on Thanksgiving, but I get to cook. I cook all the meals when it comes to the holidays. My kids haven't taken that over yet.
Please
But
don't
I
talk
do.
about food right now because I'm really hungry.
I know I
And
haven't
I'll
eaten
turn into a
today.
zombie. Oh, you've got your steak to get later.
Yeah, that's why I'm not
Oh
eating,
my
because when I
God,
get
I
that
like
steak, I'm gonna
steak.
get a
You're going to
big
make my mouth
steak.
water. I think I'm going to need a bib soon. My mouth will be watering.
I think mine already is. I keep having to go like that because I was thinking Kim was gonna fly in and make me a steak, but he's so lazy. He did not fly in and make me my steak.
I know a lot of people might not like this, but I love roast lamb and mint sauce. I really do.
Do ya? I don't think I've ever eaten lamb, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure what that would be like. I've had a lot of different kind of meats, but not lamb. There's a nice version of Thanksgiving. We killed those Indians and took their food. It was the nice version. I was trying not to go to the reality. Just having fun, Momo. It's when we kind of said, hey, share with us. And then we took all the land. But I wasn't going to say anything about that. We're not political on this channel.
Many people are watching. It doesn't say.
Oh,
Right.
17.
17. Right.
Yeah.
Two reviews in a row and two people have missed out. How do you feel about that? Them missing out when they know that they've got to come on. Do you think it's like they don't want to come on or they're just busy with their life?
Yeah, I think they either forget or something comes up. And I'm okay with that because I think that they're doing me, they're really doing me a favor by coming on and letting me kind of ask the questions where I get to know them on a different level. If I know Earl Alvin was really upset he couldn't be on. He was even
Yeah.
going to come on Monday if I wanted him to because he's really upset. I know Flybar will not be happy that he wasn't able to be on. And then I'm just, that's the way that happens sometimes. So yeah, I'm just okay because I have people like you and I have people like Kim.
Oh, so what you're trying to say to me, I should have a camera ready every time your review's
Every
on,
time.
just in case.
Every time.
How
I
much are you
know.
going to pay me for this? Come on, Val.
I
I
was
don't
so
work for free,
happy
you know.
because I'm going to tell you, I thought it was going to be Roger. I was going to have to call him, and I felt so bad because Roger is always willing to come on and help me, and I just adore him. And so I thought, well, it was kind of nice he was able to get a break, and you were willing to do it.
Well, I don't mind stepping in sometimes, so I'll keep my camera handy.
Okay.
But there's another question I've been meaning to ask you. And every time I think of a question, then we're speaking, I lose it again. That's why I should have a bit of paper in front of me, and I don't. Oh, dear me. Oh. Help.
Did you lose your question? Because I'll tell you, this is another thing I wanted to say. When I say things like I'm not interesting, but I have interesting things happen to me. So, when I was over in Iran, right, I was pulled out of a car with people who had guns pointed at us, and they looked no older than your son. There was a war going and bombs were dropping when I was in there. There were a lot of very scary things that were happening around me, and I was having trouble getting out. It took me 6 weeks of going to the Royal Guard every day, every morning, and asking, "Can I go now? Can I go now?" And of course, they said, "You can, but you can't take your son." So it took me. So it happened to me, and of course, I just stayed until I got someone willing to let me leave. And then, even then, up till the point we got out, um, we had they came onto the plane, and I was dressed all in their gear, all that stuff. And they came onto the plane and they started screaming and yelling and pointing at me. And I truly thought they were going to drag me off the plane because I had had my American passport with me and they had found it. And I kind of had it tucked away because there were problems with being American.
Yeah,
And
that was
so,
that must
yeah,
have been really scary. Back in the days, they weren't type of laws they have these days. They were very like on you, you know. It's like a dog chasing after a bit of meat. They wouldn't stop at that single thing until they eventually got. You know, it must have been a horrible experience.
I loved the family I met, Mama and Papa, all of them. I loved them. They were quite wonderful.
Do you
The
still keep
government,
contact
all
with them?
that. Well, I have contact with my first husband, and so I talk to him. I have some contact with family. I make sure I say happy birthday to all of them and stuff like that. So yeah, we have some contact. It's not what it was because I forgot all my Farsi that I used to speak. I know a few words, but not a lot. But they did come on the plane. They started yelling and screaming and pointing at me, and I thought they're going to drag me off the plane. I started hyperventilating because I wasn't, I didn't have any pills I was on. I was just freewheeling it as myself. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they got off the plane, and the guy turned around because I just kept looking down and just shaking and holding my son. And basically what they said was they were mad at everyone else because everyone else took all their chador, which is what we called it then, their scarves and stuff off. And they were mad because I was such a good Muslim and was covered in everything and nobody else was. And so I had to wait till I landed in Madrid before I took anything off because I was so afraid that they might turn the plane around and then I'd be stuck. So,
You really think they would have turned the plane around for one person?
can I tell you, they were doing such craziness at that time. I was told to be very careful of crowds because they'd stab me. They could drag me into alleys and shave my head if they saw any of my hair. I mean, it was a very hard time between the two countries at the time. And so, yeah, I think they could have kept me on the plane and taken me back.
Yeah, I know that because I watched a movie not so long ago there called Beirut, and that kind of puts me in mind of what you're speaking about, and it was based upon a true story, and it was horrific over there what some of the people had to go through, you know, and obviously Americans and the foreigners over there in Beirut, so it must have been a
Right.
really
And they had terrorists over there at the time
yeah
I was there. So we
yeah
think, oh, maybe they're terrorists, but they had terrorists there who were attacking their people and attacking everything. And they had big groups of young men going to war with no weapons because there wasn't enough money. I think that I learned so much from that, more so than anything. I learned from that. I learned patience, which I've never had a lot of. Everyone knows that. But I learned that getting out of the
I've
house, and
noticed you don't have any patience.
I don't have a
No,
lot.
no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't.
I
I don't
don't.
think you get a lot of patience. Well,
No, it wasn't
just a
David.
little bit, but not enough as me. I've
No.
got a lot of patience.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, let's move on and away from all the horror stuff, uh, because I did write. I got a pen in my hand now, and I did write it down so I wouldn't
Oops.
forget. Right now, do you think that because of the Canadian drone networks and Kim and Roger, do you think you get lack of sleep in all this YouTube business and working? Do you really think? Do you blame them for your lack of sleep? I know it's a funny
Okay.
question, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I do. I do. And Mo, it wasn't David. It was if we're talking about if you're talking about me, it was Michael. So anyway, do I get lack of sleep? I got to tell you, sometimes yes, but this is what it's done for me. It's made me consider what I do so that I'm in bed at a decent hour if I'm not working, right? So I am no longer up to 1 o'clock most nights, and then I have to get up at 7 or 8 to do the drone network. What it's taught me is to get myself into sleep so I can sleep, and then I watch the drone network. I don't want to ever miss them. I mean, they really do. They're really good to start my day with, always. So today they stayed on a half hour early because I slept a flipping 10. I mean, like, what the heck? I had a day off and I'm just like, oh,
Well, that's the thing. If I don't come on in time, I actually feel bad as well. And I don't know, Kim Bob. Hello, Kim Bob. Every time I say Kim Bob on the channel, he totally ignored me.
I love
Kim?
Kim Bob.
Yeah, Kim Bob. Why do you ignore me when I say that? I'm just wondering. He does. I say hello, Kim Bob, and he doesn't answer me until later on, until I say Kim. Then he'll acknowledge that I'm there. You know, it's kind of funny. But I blame Canadian Network for my lack of sleep, and you, Val,
You see how I am?
because I'm awake late at night. Then I've got my reviews and my editing to do. Then I wake up the next day and I'm on Canadian Networks, and I'll blame all of you. These baggy eyes,
Yeah.
it's everybody's fault. Everybody in the chat and you, Val.
Let me just say, I looked a lot younger before I had to do all these streams.
Yep.
I don't know what happened.
You know, I watched another video on another YouTuber who's a reviewer, and he said the exact same thing as I'm saying. When you're a reviewer, you you're awake to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning editing videos. By the time you get up, you're doing another review or you're getting ready or preparing to do something else. And do you think I actually make money out of it? I've got a huge amount of quadcopters, but I haven't got a bought house. I don't have a job. I don't have loads of money. I just live off what you call state benefits, and that's it. And any
Right.
support that I do get to the channel goes straight back into reviewing, like the lights and the cameras. Somebody had asked a question on my channel. I can't remember who it is. They said, "Wow, the quality of your videos are great. What camera do you use?" Now, if it wasn't for people supporting the channel, I wouldn't be able to buy that camera. You know, well, it wasn't all the money. I had to put most of the money, but it helped out a lot. Just that maybe a couple of £100 from me, or a couple of $100 extra. It does help. And people don't seem to
Right.
understand that. It does help.
I think anymore, hey Dano, I think anymore, that's the one thing uh, I try to consider. Like, if I'm going to buy something, I try to go on the channel, whoever's selling it, and like with the little Spider-Man drone,
Oh,
there's
I noticed.
nothing.
I noticed. I know you bought it because it comes up on my Banggood page that somebody bought a Spider-Man drone from the US, and I know it was you. It doesn't tell me where you live or
Okay.
nothing about it.
Oh well, I wouldn't
I've
care.
also had somebody, believe it or not, buy some um nice stuff for their lady at night time on
Oh,
my Banggood account from the US, you know.
what?
But it doesn't tell me where they live or anything. It just says they're from the US.
Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. Welcome to the family. Oh my gosh. You know, I got to tell you, I think that yeah, I think it's okay if you do this and then you start getting an income. I don't see a problem with it. I know that a lot of people don't do this as much, but I feel that to actually make a living on this, it's extremely difficult. You know, it's extremely difficult. And you can sell quads and you can review and people can buy, but a few people can make money, but not a lot of people. And I think that we just have to be cognizant of that. And it is the long game, it's not the short game. So we're
Okay.
running marathons, we're not running sprints here. Maybe some people are, but I'm certainly not.
Yeah. When the question I was going to ask you now is, right, you've got your Tuesday and Sunday shows, okay? How much do you look forward to them? I mean, do you really, is the adrenaline pumping? Do you really get excited and you can't wait? You know, that little kid waiting for the birthday cake and that you're just raring to go and dive in there and jump in at the deep end, you know?
You know, I'm going to say that yes. By the time I'm able to do the research, watch all the vids and the videos, I mean, I don't always have time to watch everything,
Yeah,
but I
because you're
try to
so busy.
watch most all the videos when I'm gonna interview, and I just love it. I just love the videos that people put on, and like Flybar, he's got some amazing stuff, and people give you snippets of their life and what their life is really like through those videos without really knowing they do. And it's just fascinating to me. So, yes, today I was so looking forward to coming on. I couldn't wait. You know, Sunday, you know, I was happy. Even when Alvin said he couldn't be on, the drone network, the Canadian Drone Network came on. You came on tonight. I mean, it always works out for the best.
Well, I know we were talking about money there, making money from doing what we do, but I don't, and you don't, and I know that for a fact because I just asked you that question there and you gave me the answer. So, what you do and what you want in your interviews has nothing to do with money, and it goes for me as well, you know, but it's nice to have that little kind of, you know, slip that helps you along the way. I do it
Right.
because I love to help people, just like you. When you were helping people, you know, when you were doing your, what was it again? Your helping the kids.
Yes, yes, working with
Did
the
you?
kids, the support
Yeah,
groups and all
working
the
with the
stuff.
kids and that. You
Yeah.
know, I do it for the sake of helping people. That's it. I give them the good points and the bad points about things, and that's all I will continue to do. And if people support me, they support me, and if they don't, they don't. And I think you do the exact same thing. You look
Yeah.
at it as in a way that you want to get in there, you want to get to know the person, you want to enjoy it. It's like a show. You're like like I
Right.
said before, you're like a mini Oprah Winfrey. You really are.
I think she's actually thinner than me now. But yes, I got to say that I love doing what I'm doing, or I couldn't do it. And one of the reasons I say this is the best year of my life is that I'm working on an old house, which I love. I'm working with an older lady who's just, you know, just dementia stuff, but I love being there for her. And then I'm working, doing a lot of things, organizing houses, helping people who have lost loved ones kind of get through all their stuff and stuff like that. And then I'm on YouTube. And I mean, the life that I'm living now, is not what I would call, what do they call it? It's not a life like everyone else's. It is not, one of those things where I'm doing things step by step like other people do. It's unconventional, but I thrive within this type of world that I'm in. So this has been one of the best years of my life, and I've acquired a family. I mean, another family who doesn't mind coming on and spending time with me.
Right.
It's
So,
very cool.
so you've got your grandson, right? And you've got your
Mhm.
son that are close. But when they're not about, you have another family, and that is everybody here that's on the stream right now. And you've always got your family around you then, so you're happy.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I end up with a lot of family, and we're not all alike, and we all come from different areas in different ways, and we all think differently, and we're okay with that. And that's hard to find, right? Most people want people to think exactly like them, but that's not what happens on our streams, Even in our streams, right? We have off the wall drones with Chris, right? And he's
Right.
so exciting that half the time he's just shaking with it. And then we have Earl and Sin, they go on Tuesday evenings and they're just kind of laid back doing what they do. And they're a lot of fun. And then you get Wacky Wednesday. What the heck? And that is just
Wacky
wackiness.
Wednesday. Well, I've missed a lot of Wacky Wednesdays for the simple fact I was on one time, but usually I'm really busy on a Wednesday, so I always miss it. And it's not just that I can't enter everybody's feed because I'm really busy myself,
Right. Oh yeah.
constantly editing,
And, and
and I feel bad somewhere in some ways that I can't do that, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's only so much time I have in a day, and I've got my son, and I've got my wife, and I've got my own life, and
right.
I'm doing my reviewing, and there's not enough time. It's not like I pick a favorite. I don't know
Right.
how to, but I don't. I just feel there's no explanation for it. The places where I want to be is where I want to be, and I wouldn't like anybody to judge me upon that. That's just what I want. You know.
I can't be on all the streams. And as much as I would love to be able to hit everyone's stream, I can't expect everyone to be on my stream either, because we all have lives and we just have to
Yep.
accept it. Not everyone's going to be here. Not everyone's going to want to see the stream, and it's got to be okay. I can't always get to Wacky Wednesday. Sometimes they get a little more wacky than where's my comfort level. And I'm happy that
Oh, it
everyone
got
loves it.
wacky for me last week, and I was like, maybe I should just go and edit the rest of this video.
I love it. All the guys go on, they love it. Crystal's such a crack up. But it leaves me in a space of uncomfort. So I go, okay, that's okay. I don't have to, I can be there the first half hour, the first 5 minutes, because they go wacky fast. But then we have the
Yeah.
Drone Network, and then of course Kim and Roger, the 24/7 network, which I love. So Roger and Kim's network, I'm on theirs probably the most than any other one.
Me too.
It fits my
I
style really well.
I stopped drinking coffee quite a while ago, and I started drinking coffee again, and I
Oh,
blame that on Kim and Roger.
you should, because I absolutely blame them for stuff like that.
I blame Kim and Roger and me drinking coffee again. You get
Yeah.
anything to say for yourself? Guilty party? Yeah,
Oh,
Roger.
right. Thank you. 4x4, March, have you got a link? March, could you type something in, March, so they can see your link?
Me type something then?
Yeah, that way they can just go and click.
All right, okay.
Just say hi. Say hi, 4x4.
I just said hi all.
Okay. because then they can go into those
Yeah,
three
right,
dots.
and they can
right?
check my channel. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So guys, if you can think about it, if you want to hit the like, go ahead. Don't feel like you have to. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to Merch. Great channel, and his boy comes on too, and Aaron is so sweet. I just love his voice. He's just so cool. I want you guys to feel like you can come on and do whatever you need to do. It's almost time for me to go eat steak.
And you make me hungry. And
I
it's
know, I'm
late
so
at night here
hungry.
now. You know, I would love to have come and eat steak with you, but just give me 1 second. What is it, son? Don't whisper. I can't hear. What is it? No, tell me. You want an Instagram shout out? And how do I do that? I'm not a
Just shout it out. Shout out your Instagram, honey.
shout out your Instagram.
I just have
Oh, let me see. Get it over here. So it's AAR4139. So guys, consider going on that Instagram page and going ahead and clicking on it and enjoy right now. Oh, Trollbot, subscribe to Merch RC, the good troll. And I just put it up there too within the links what your Instagram is, so people can go on and get it, and I can go back when I'm
not.
done.
I mean, I know I've got Instagram, but I don't. What?
I know how to get it.
What? No, it's okay. I know I've got Instagram, but I really don't use it that much at all. You know. And who is it you're going out for dinner with tonight again?
My best friend Janet, Jackama Cracker's mom, my kitty cat, the one who belongs to Janet. She's coming over, and we're gonna go have steak. Whoop whoop whoop.
Does she
Can't
live
wait.
nearby?
Yeah, she's about a mile down the road.
Oh, that's not too bad. Is that your best friend? Yeah.
She is my best friend of 20 some odd years.
Really? Really?
Yeah, known her
Well,
for a long time.
You know what? Ask me that question. I don't have a best friend. My best friend is my son and my wife. That's my
I
best
think
friend.
it's perfect. I think that's perfect.
And well, my family as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
did have
think
a best friend at one time, but I don't know what happened. He said he came to the door one day and I didn't answer the door. But yeah, if he came to the door, I would answer the door. And he thought I was ignoring him for no particular reason. And ever since then, he just didn't want to know me. He broke up with his wife and left his kid, didn't want to know his kid, didn't want to know his mum, didn't want to know me. And that was it.
right. And so Merch, what I would say,
Life behind and just move along and forget everybody else that was, you know?
his life fell apart
Yeah, he just
and
moved on.
he just left all the pieces and left. And
Yeah.
some people do that, and they don't have a hard time doing that. I mean, when things happen and they tear your world asunder, sometimes you forget that your support system is there for you, and so you need to reach out to them. So guys,
Yeah,
it is. I'm sorry, so sorry, Merch. I want to give you time to go through and say goodbye to everyone. Hey, JDS, Kim, Ray, Tinder, Redbone's here.
Well, I'm sorry for doing a rubbish job tonight, but I
You
got
did fine.
I did fine. Okay.
You did good. I loved it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We're totally unprepared. I have a pen now, though. I need to look up your channel and do some reading up.
Oh wow,
I'm actually
yeah.
going to email you and ask you some questions, and look at your videos, but it's out of the blue, and
You're fine. It was
I get
great.
stuck at the moment.
Thank you so much for doing this, Merch. You didn't have to. I so
No,
appreciate it.
It's a pleasure for everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody liked it, and it made for a very interesting evening for you to be able to do
I
that
have
for me.
no idea. I need to watch it back because I really do. I have no idea.
Yeah, you're great. You're just absolutely great. Oh, and I gotta go because guess what? Sinister Dad and Earl RC are coming on right now. I forgot, 8 o'clock. Guys, you need to hop over there, and you know this way we don't go long on Tuesdays. Richard, I'm gonna make sure I get a hold of you because I want to do that interview. So Richard Goggins, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
And
right. I know you've got lots of cameras. I'm using an action camera right now. Just hook it up to your PC and get a mic. I want to see you. Come on, my friend. Get on.
thank you, Roger. So guys, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on and just being with the flow tonight and being great. Yeah, it humbles me that you cared enough to stick with us tonight, even though
Well,
we
we got
kind
to
of changed
know a
gears.
little bit more about you, Val. It's not as much as I would like to ask you because it's just coming off the top of my head, basically, and I wasn't ready for it at all.
I know, but
No research. Unlike you get time to research. I get put in the spot to interview you, and
see, that's how I roll. You just never
is
know.
that how you roll, baby? Is it?
Hey, good night, all. Mwah, mwah.
Okay, good
Thank
night.
you. Stick around for a
Bye-bye.
minute. Stick around for a minute, Merch. I'm going to try to do this correctly this time, even though I didn't do
Right,
it last
okay.
time.
No, you know what you usually say at the end of the night. Is there anything that anybody in the chat would like to ask Val? It doesn't matter what it is. If she decides